Hello everybody, Daniel here, bringing you a TF2 gameplay commentary. And the first thing you're probably going to notice is that the hand on my engineer has seemed to have been amputated in some horrible fashion. I don't know what happened there, but my hand disappeared for this gameplay. But what we are actually looking at in this gameplay, I was actually playing around with the Rescue Ranger the other day. It's something I've really been wanting to try out as of late, and I just really haven't had that many opportunities to actually use it properly. It is the new engineer shotgun, for those who don't know, that lets you essentially heal your sentry at range with these special healing bolts that your shotgun fires. Very, very interesting weapon. It has a lot of potential, but the main difficulty is that you just got to kind of adjust to it. Now, you're going to probably see this in this video. It does take a lot of getting used to. The fact that this is like your shotgun that fires these ranged projectile things. I believe they have a similar trajectory to a Huntsman arrow or the Crusader's crossbow. But it does take a lot of getting used to, and you have to change your playstyle as an engineer only slightly to really adjust to the shotgun. And because it's only a slight change, that means it's very difficult to actually adjust. So as you can see here, I've got my dispenser and my teleport located behind me, safely behind that little bit of sheet metal. And I've actually popped my sentry down over there in a more aggressive position. Now, if you were normally playing an engineer, you'd probably never pop your sentry down there, because you can't really repair it that well. It's not exactly a great place. It's going to take a lot of damage. But with the Rescue Ranger, you can actually just heal at range. You don't have to worry about trying to go down there and just have a constant wrench fest. And as you can see here, I'm just using my Rescue Ranger to heal it up. I don't even need to go down there. Now, one thing the Rescue Ranger doesn't do is replenish the ammo on the sentry, which is a bit annoying, but I suppose it's a balance issue. It also doesn't remove sappers, which is that's something that you actually really have to watch out for. It will not remove those sappers. You still got to go over with your wrench and take those away. Another nice thing about the Rescue Ranger, and this is probably the most difficult thing that I found to adjust to, is that you can actually pick it up from any range. Now, I don't really demonstrate it in this video. The reason for that is it's simply just an adjustment issue. It's very difficult to actually just remember that you can actually do that. It's very odd as an engineer just to be able to pick up your build in that range. Like, if you're in the mindset of engineer, if you've been playing it for ages like I have, you're just not used to that. It's like, I can pick it up from here now? What's going on? It doesn't register in my mind that I can actually do that. And so you're going to see a lot of times in this video where I could have probably potentially saved my sentry if I just picked it up. But unfortunately, just my mindset, I just didn't think I could actually do it. So that does take a lot of adjusting to get used to. But I really got to say with the Rescue Ranger, this is a fantastic weapon. Seriously, this is great for the engineer. It's got so many uses. Like, the fact that you can just heal your sentry with like these special shotgun bolts, and there's no real downside to this weapon as well. That's a nice thing. Downsides for it is, I believe, a reduced firing speed and reduced max ammo. So that's not really anything with the Rescue Ranger. Like that doesn't even really contribute to it. So it actually is like there's really no reason not to pick the shotgun unless you want to be a bit more of an aggressive engineer, or if you like favor, I don't know, the Thompson or something. Like, you should just use this shotgun, really, because it is amazing for Nest Engineer. As you can see here, I've got my sentry placed like pretty far out. It's a lot more aggressive than it normally would be on Upward. I try to get it in there so I can cover those balconies and those windows on the other side. And it works pretty well here, and I can just heal it from here. I got my dispenser so I can keep myself healed, keep my ammo replenished, and it's doing well. I've even got my Wrangler paired with this, so if they're just out of range with that sentry, I can just use that and pick them off. So it works really, really well, and especially paired with the Wrangler. I do have to mention that, like, it is fantastic. So suppose, for example, there was a soldier heavily attacking your sentry, and normally what would happen is that you'd stand next to your sentry, you'd be hitting it with your wrench, and you'd be taking the splash damage. And eventually he would probably just outlast you. If you had a medic or some support from his team, he's probably going to take down your sentry nest. But with the combination of the Rescue Ranger and the Wrangler, what you can actually do is run away from your sentry, so now you're not taking the splash damage. You can pop your shield briefly on your Wrangler so it gets that bit of extra defense and isn't taking so much damage. I believe it gets extra health when you switch to your Wrangler. That shield is very, very handy. One of the things that people forget about the Wrangler. But with that now on your sentry, you can switch to the Rescue Ranger and you can start healing your sentry. And hopefully in that time you can get some more support from your team. If the soldier doesn't seem to be going down in the slightest though, what you can do is switch to the Wrangler itself and just take out that soldier. So with the combination of these two things, you can do surprisingly well and like kind of just outlive a few situations that you normally shouldn't. Now, there's a couple of things that are still going to kill you outright, and there's things that engineer can't solve, like just in general. Like an Uber Demo Man, you're screwed. There's no way around an Uber Demo Man. I believe that your best chance of that is to have a support pyro guarding your nest. Outside of that, you don't have much luck. So things like that, it's just not going to work. Like, as you can see there, a Demo Man did actually just take it down. The best thing that you can do in those situations, though, is just pick up your sentry. Now, if I'd actually caught that there, I probably could have got out of that situation. I would at least have my sentry. That would be something. Again, just that little bit of extra thinking with the Rescue Ranger. You gotta remember that you can actually do that. And it's just something that I have not adjusted to yet. So I believe I'm gonna have to practice more with this weapon until I finally adapt. But yes, definitely, situation-wise, you can do a lot more things with it. So as you can see here, I'm actually just popping it down in the middle ground there. And because their bomb, the bomb is really far forward right now. It's very, very close to the end. And I really just want to watch it at this point. So I'm just taking out my Wrangler, I'm popping it down here. If I get under intensive fire, then I can switch to my Rescue Ranger and I can just heal it at range. I don't have to worry about the splash damage. But that said, actually, with the sentry itself and the Wrangler, I'm actually using it as a shield. And this is something I have to say with the Rescue Ranger. If you can hit it with your wrench, you should probably hit it with your wrench, because you don't have to worry about a reload time or anything. You can just constantly keep whacking it with that wrench, and you don't have, if there's no downside to it, then you should definitely always do that over just shooting it at range. If you're right beside it, don't shoot it with the Rescue Ranger. That's pretty much what I'm saying, because it's a bad idea, because you will have to reload at some point and you'll get caught out. So always use the wrench when you can. Oh, and one thing I definitely have to mention when talking about the Rescue Ranger, it's not really something I can go into in this video, but the Rescue Ranger and Man versus Machine. Just do it. Seriously, just do it. There's no reason for you not to do this. Sentry busters, will just laugh at them. Seriously, the pickup and Man versus Machine, that's the only time that you really pay attention to it. A bit more difficult in your standard just TF2 payload. But in Man versus Machine, oh my god, the amount of times the Sentry buster will just come up to you, you'll just pick it up and you're fine. You can get out of so many bad situations. It's incredible in Man vs. Machine. Definitely. For Engineer, you should not be really using any other shotgun. I know you can get a kind of spammy Widowmaker if you really go all out with the upgrades. But seriously, Rescue Ranger, it's amazing in Man vs. Machine. So getting back to the gameplay right here, we are in the desperate last minute of TF2. This is where people just go a bit crazy because there's only a minute left on the clock. You might as well try all the crazy things you're holding back on throughout the game and just try and do anything to get that bomb to the end. And this is where people are at their most dangerous, and you really have to watch out. So we're kind of just improvising here. We have a level 2 sentry, and we're just wrangling it. We are doing as much damage as we can, because I do not want them to push that bomb forward. I don't even notice the Demo Man stickies at my feet. I definitely should have moved my sentry there. Should have just ran away, or even just healed it at range, and do something. And unfortunately that cost us the game, because as it turns out, as I check the teams here, I'm the only engineer, and we have no other solid defenses in place. And that Demo Man just jumps off the edge, I don't know why, and the bomb just smashes into his face. So props to him, he tried to do something. So that's pretty much going to wrap this commentary, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you are going to be using the Rescue Ranger bolt in Man vs. Machine, and just for your general NG nesting. Seriously, I cannot recommend this weapon enough. It is a lot of fun to play with, there's so many uses for it, it's brilliant, seriously, it is. Go try it. So that's going to wrap this commentary, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.